Well, joining me now, Fred Fleitz, former CIA analyst and chief of staff to Ambassador John Bolton, now senior vice president at the Center for Security Policy. Fred, it's great to see you. And the president is talking about the calm before the storm. The general reading is he was speaking ever so, subtly to Iran and to North Korea. Your thoughts?
Well, I think he was speaking to both. And you know, on North Korea, this really is a hopeless situation. The president heard it, a real mess. But, you know, I think he's really making the best of it. And what I really liked was a report I heard about a week ago that in March, an order was issued by this administration to everybody in government, when you deal with foreigners, bring up North Korea, tell them to cut off ties. There actually have been instances where our diplomats have went to foreigners and said, cut off these ties with North Korea. They said that they didn't have any, and our diplomats said, yes, you do, and pointed them out. Why didn't Obama do this? It's just another sign of the incompetence of the last administration.
Well, there are other, and it is, as you say, night and day, excuse me, between President Obama's policies and those of this president. But we are also now looking at the possibility that plans have been hacked from the South Koreans by the North Koreans involving regime change, assassination of Kim Jong-un. I mean, if I hear one more story about how our allies and we have absolute vulnerabilities to cyber attack without seemingly any kind of response, this is frustrating all of us.
It really is frustrating because everyone knows North Korea has a robust cyber capability. It actually stole $81 million from a Bangladeshi bank in 2014. The problem here is that the South Koreans don't appear to have adequate cybersecurity. We know that their GPS systems have been jammed, their ATMs have been broken into by the North Koreans. This is inexcusable.
And is there anything that can be done about it? Because it appears that the United States has no way to defend our assets or counterattack the Russians, the Chinese, the North Koreans, you name it.
I think the United States government is getting better at this. It's worth noting that this leak here, this compromise, apparently was because the South Korean government wasn't defending secrets adequately, and that's a big problem. That puts us at risk.
What kind of moron in South Korea isn't thinking about North Korea when he or she is in a responsible position to defend the country against their #1 enemy, which is North Korea? They live in a constant state of potential combat.
Yeah, it's hard to understand. Like, we don't know what was behind this. Maybe there's more to it. But I mean, I can't figure out how this country, of all countries, wouldn't be defending their computers against the North Koreans.
Absolutely. Very quickly, we've got about 30 seconds, Fred. The president says he's behind Rex Tillerson. Tillerson, he thinks calling him a moron was fake news. Either way, he's a hell of a lot smarter, he says, than Rex Tillerson. Your view?
11th commandment from President Reagan, thou shalt not speak ill of other Republicans. That's where I am on this.
Would you give us the names of those that you want to speak ill of but will not?
Privately.
Fred, I thank you so much.
Good to be here.
That kind of restraint I don't encounter often, but I applaud it, and we'll be talking privately. Thanks so much. Fred Fleitz. Appreciate it.